Welcome everyone, this is Tim Gayash once again, and today we're going to do something a little different. I talk often in the videos that I've done so far about facial diagnosis. Today I'm going to talk about constitution. Constitution is also a big part, and it's something that's very, very hard to do when you're looking at a picture and trying to do a facial analysis. Constitution is something, and it's really the reason why I deal only in tissue salts on online, because you can't see the constitution. Many homeopathic remedies are constitutional remedies, and depending on the constitution or the behavioral patterns, the personality of the person, um, that really determines the proper protocols of treatment for in homeopathic remedies in many cases. But uh, you can. There's a lot of people out there who talk about empathy, and I know a lot of people in my group are going to be a little surprised at me today, in that I'm actually going to talk about empathy. Yes, folks, I am, and I'm going to try to teach you a little bit of what I do and how I do it. I've always been, since the time I was a teenager, somebody who studied human behavior, emotion, and response, human response. It's something that I've always done in learning about self-learning, about body language and how people carry themselves. But anyway, uh, in a lot of pictures, I would say in 99% of them, I can actually look at a picture and I can pretty much tell by looking into the eyes of somebody what they have kind of going on in their life. Uh, Holly Joe here is a pretty good example. And I don't remember whether I knew this prior to her posting the picture on there or not. But Holly's allowed me, or Holly Joe, sorry, has allowed me to talk about this a bit. Um, I want everybody, sorry, I guess I want you, because it's going to be individualized, I'm sure, uh, to look into Holly's eyes, and just for a second, I want you just to look in there and see what you see. If you see anything out of the ordinary, and are able to see what it is that I do see. And I know now that I was correct in what I did see. So just take a moment and have a look. I'm going to do this twice, so because I know that I'm talking while you're doing it, and allow you some time to actually do this properly. But I'm going to blow up the picture now a bit. Oops, here we go. And bring it in. And I want you to look at Holly's face, and want you to tell me, and I want you to look into her eyes, and I want you to see if you see anything not typical, anything a little different about the look in her eyes, if you can sense any feeling whatsoever. Now, what I'm going to want you to do is I'm going to want you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a good 3 or 4 seconds, 5, 10 seconds if you need it. Close your eyes, clear your mind, open your eyes and allow yourself to feel while you look directly into her eyes. Yes, her whole face is there, but I want you only to see her eyes, and I want you to take notice of how you feel, not what you see, but how looking solely into her eyes, how it makes you feel. So I want you to do that now. Take your 10 seconds, clear your mind. When you're ready and you're relaxed, open your eyes and look into Holly Joe's eyes here and tell me what you see. Okay, I think I've allowed you some time. If you see what I see, I don't have to close my eyes to do it. It's something that I'm well practiced at. Uh, I see some turmoil in her eyes, and I've believed it to be, and it was correct, both anxiety and depression. If you look at her eyes, there's a bit of, you can sense and you can see, I can feel a bit of a lost, or it's really hard to explain, but I really believe that with Holly, because it's a little more pronounced than it is in most. You can see there's a bit of a lost feeling to what you see in her eyes, and I can actually feel it. Like you can see that she's struggling with something. Um, the eyes are a bit squinted. It's really not about how open or closed her eyes are. Sorry, how glossy they are. That really has nothing to do with it. It's about looking into the eyes and looking into the soul. And I know a lot of people are going to be skeptical of that. Uh, but I believe I proved last night in the group by allowing the people in the group to challenge me and see if I could really tell what they were all about and what their mindsets by simply by looking at their photos and looking into their eyes. And I believe nobody clearly stated I was wrong. A couple of people took offense to it. Most people said I was right. So I'm gonna say that I was between 90 and 100% right last night. So when you're doing it by the masses like that and trying to get it, it actually becomes a bit overwhelming. But anyway, let's get back to Holly Joe here. If you actually take the time and you look into somebody's eyes, their eyes will tell you so much more than any words that will come out of their mouth. They really will. How they behave, whether they're shy, whether they're looking down, what their eyes, that's their constitution. It's their personality and how they conduct or carry themselves. Uh, this is simply a picture, and what it really doesn't compare to doing it one-on-one, face-to-face. But if you take the time and you look deep into somebody's eyes, you will see. You will see. Just give yourself the time. Do it even after this video is over. Do it once again without hearing my voice talking and disrupting you. And do that and see if you can feel. Holly Joe does suffer from both mild depression and anxiety as well. I believe it. In this case, I will talk a bit about it. The pale skin, vitamin D, vitamin D deficiency, most of the time will lead to anxiety and depression. It's well documented. There's been plenty of studies that were done. I do believe that vitamin D will help her. Remember, folks, just because somebody suffers from anxiety or depression, they're not crazy. I'm making this number up out of the top of my head. I've never seen a study that's actually confirmed my belief. But my beliefs are based on practice and what I've seen in clinic. But I believe that about 95% of the time, anxiety and depression are due to physical deficiencies, illness, uh, and all disease begins in the gut. Yeah, I don't know if I would buy that so much, but it can. Yeah. Leaky gut syndrome, adrenal fatigue, um, not optimally working organs. You know, this one for Carrie. If your liver, which I made a mistake one day, and typed to poor old Carrie that I told her that we had to work on getting her liver working optimally for her instead of her liver. Check your keyboard, folks. The I and the O are next to each other, but it's been the ongoing joke in the forum. But anyway, but sorry, I'm getting a bit off track here. With Holly, I'm gonna end this now, and I'm not even gonna talk about anxiety and how to deal with it. What I want you to do after you watch this video, play it again, turn off the sound, go to where you're just seeing her picture, and I want you to basically zone yourself out, sit silent, clear your mind, open your eyes slowly, look into Holly's eyes, and feel what she's feeling. Try to do it. I'd love for y'all to join YouTube, and post below what you see in Holly's eyes. If you don't see it, if you can't understand it, I'll be happy to answer any questions below here on YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube account, it's free. It takes 2 seconds to join up, but I'd love to see some interaction below the video, and we can talk a bit about it if you'd like, or we can talk in the group. But the group is a secret group. I try to keep the membership down, but I'm more than willing to talk about it here on YouTube. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye. Take the time, folks. Do this little practice. Close your eyes. relax, clear your mind, open your eyes, look directly into Holly Joe's eyes, and see if you can feel what she's feeling. And I believe you will feel her turmoil. I believe that you will feel her anxiety. You will feel her depression. This is one practice. You can do this with everybody around you. You can do it. You can get online and do it with all the photos you want. There's all kinds of image sites out there. You can go out and do it. It's a good thing to practice, and it helps you understand people. Uh, Never judge a book by its cover. I'm sure Holly Joe is a person who smiles a lot, carries on. She has children. She's married. I'm sure she leads a happy life. That the happy life has nothing to do with the depression and anxiety. Uh, Holly Joe, I think Holly Joe is going to see some relief from vitamin D, and maybe some magnesium as well. But anyway, bye for now, folks.